To help support me in the channel, you can use one of the links below and press the notifications bell to alert you of a new video. Now, back to the video. Hello guys, this is Red from Red's Third Dimension Gaming. Forgive me if my voice sounds funny at all. I'm a little sick, so we'll try to get through this review together. Is Dragon Star Varnir another generic reskinned Neptunia title, or is it a fun new IP? Let's find out in this review. Our main protagonist, Zephy, is a young knight who is tasked to kill witches and dragons. After one of Zephy's missions, he is at the brink of death. When death has almost come, he is saved by two mysterious witches. Minessa gives him dragon blood in order to save his life.
Yeah. Humans won't react to dragon blood the same way as us, so they won't be able to gain magic powers. But what if it still worked? Even just a tiny bit?
You're suggesting we let him drink dragon blood?
Well, we have a fresh dragon corpse right here. This guy is going to die if we don't do anything. So I think any chance at a miracle is worth a shot.
You do have a point.
We need something to carry the blood.
What the hell are you doing? You're gonna use your mouth?
As Zephy awakens, he soon learns that he has become the one that he always has hunted down to kill. He has now become a witch. If this wasn't a video game, you would probably call him a warlock. I'm a little surprised the game didn't call him that, because a witch is usually female, a warlock is the male version of that. But this is just a video game, not a movie or anything else. He gains new magical powers and the ability to fly on his sword. With their newfound friendship, these three and many allies that they meet along the way must fight against the Empire, hunters, and more dangers that lie in their path.
I have returned, Emperor Pharisaeus.
Welcome back.
Another part of the story is that at one time, all dragons used to be witches. There are 11 main story chapters and 7 or so endings. In this game, you'll have choices. In your camp menu, you can see the displayed insanity meter in the top right corner. This will show you the insanity level for each party member. Depending on what selections you make during the game, this meter will fill up. Once this insanity meter fills up to a certain point, you'll receive a special event that will happen between chapters. In the end, the story can branch off into a maddening event of despair. So every choice that you make will be very important for the overall endgame. The game's story was so much fun, I loved every minute of it. It feels more authentic and unique when comparing it to other Compile Heart games. I was constantly engaged in the long dialogue scenes, except for when there were so many voiceless scenes. With these voice actors, the story really comes to life. However, when you start reading more than listening, it really takes away from the story. I wish there were less voiceless scenes. This is definitely a game you don't want to miss. Plus, who doesn't like witches? Witches plus dragons equals a good time. If you love the original trilogy of Hyperdimension Neptunia games and its turn-based gameplay, then you too will love Dragon Star Varnir's tiered turn-based combat system. In this game, your playable characters and enemies will hover in the air while battling. The battlefield is made up of 3 tiers, top, middle, and bottom levels. You can move up and down throughout the battle, and it is a blast. All of the characters will fly on their broomsticks except for Zephy. Since he has been newly turned, he doesn't have a broomstick and tries flying on his sword instead. You can use physical skills, magic attacks, formation attacks, support moves, and dragon awakening attacks. Each character has his or her own series of attacks. These are slash, strike, pierce, and shoot. You can also have a critical hit on your opponent by using an attack type that the enemy is weak against. the game will let you know if the enemy is weak against it, so it's very easy to find out your enemy's weaknesses. One more thing that I didn't include in my written review, which I might add later, is that you can knock back the enemy, and sometimes this will make it so that they cannot attack again, and it's very useful against really powerful dragons. Magic skill attacks include earth, water, fire, wind, light, and darkness. These attacks provide a lot of damage if your enemy is weak against it, and this blow will be very crucial in a big fight. Because magic attacks don't require you to be on the same level as the enemy, they can be very useful in a fight. Every time that you attack a monster in the game, their fear level will continue to rise, especially when you hit an enemy with a critical blow. When you build up the enemy's fear, they become easier to devour, and you can use the devour skill. When you devour the enemy, you will unlock the skill tree that the enemy possesses. If you get the enemy's fear level to 100%, then you can use a weak point rush attack. This skill allows all 3 of your party members to use a fast series of attacks and finally deliver an ultimate devour skill blow to the enemy. During the game, you can fight with 3 main party members and 3 support characters at once. You can change who will fight during a battle between your support character and main character. Support characters can also guard and counterattack against an enemy. You also can receive bonus effects while using a battle formation. This may boost your attacks and defenses. The final type of attack that I will talk about is the Rogue Dragon Awakening skill. After receiving enormous amounts of damage during a battle, your character's dragon gauge will fill up. Once it reaches 100%, you can activate a Rogue Dragon Awakening skill for that character. This will boost your character and allow for special deadly devour skills. In addition, if your character's health is extremely low, then you can enter the Mad Dragon state and have a great boost in attack power, but you will have very low defensive power. Eventually, you'll reach a giant dragon boss fight. Giant dragons take up all 3 tiers, so you'll have to damage each of its body parts until their HP reaches 0. You'll have to use strategy to determine which body part you'll want to attack first. Let's talk about the skill unlocking system. In this game, you'll obtain dragon cores from the enemies and dragons that you devour. In the Dragon's Core menu, you must use your earned core points in order to unlock the Dragon Core skills and the skills surrounding it. This skills tree system is a good system. All dragons have a specific skill tree, so it's a very good idea to continue fighting and devouring as many dragons as possible. The 4 types of attacks that you can set are physical, magic, devour, and passive. You will also be allowed to only set 5 skills for each type of attack. Eventually, you'll learn that the 3 little sisters who wait for our main cast to return also carry the same witch's curse and will go mad unless they drink dragon's blood. You will give them dragon meat or blood that you obtained during your journey. Each of the sisters has a satisfaction meter, and once you give them dragon meat or blood, it will increase. If the satisfaction meter reaches a certain threshold, the sisters will give you rare items. However, if you give them too many dragon meats and blood, their dragon growth gauge will begin to fill. If this meter maxes out, then the dragon inside the girl's womb will erupt and fly out of them. This dragon will appear in a dungeon with the name of the sister and will attack your party. If you decide to devour this dragon, you will obtain rare skills. It's quite the conundrum. If you are not attached to these sisters, then you'll have no problem killing these innocent little girls. The choice is yours to make. Kill your sisters and gain powerful abilities, or let them live. In the Witch's Workshop, you can put all of your dragon parts that you have collected from your battles into a big pot and create an elixir. This will allow you to summon a special dragon. When you defeat the dragon, you will obtain rare equipment. If you create a weapon offering elixir, the character who drank it will be the one who will obtain it and equip it. However, after you drink the elixir, it will not disappear, so you can fight the dragon more than once. There are also quests within the game's Huntery. You can take on all kinds of quests, mainly from Zuba. Once you fulfill a quest, you'll receive rewards. This is pretty standard, and it's usually easy to fulfill quests. Eventually, you'll be able to give gifts that you obtained from dungeons and shops to the witch of your choice. Their affinity level will rise, and if it gets to a certain level, a special event will occur. You can change the difficulty in the game at any time in the menu. If you played on hard difficulty from beginning to end, you'll receive a special PlayStation trophy. It's actually not that difficult on hard difficulty, so don't worry. I loved every moment of the gameplay. It brought back so many memories of turn-based Neptunia and Fairy Fencer F games. It isn't the same battle system as those games, but it feels great and more familiar than the many non-turn-based battle systems in many of the later Neptunia and nowadays RPG games. While traversing in Dragonstar Varnir's environments, it's very linear but satisfying. You can walk, jump, fly, fast, destroy, or use special abilities. Each character has their own special magic ability. One of these allows you to find bonus chests, which sometimes contain very special items. I found it easy and not too difficult to make it to the checkpoint. You can also destroy objects, remove rose vines, and unlock chests for extra items, weapons, and accessories. My final regard to this is that you can attack early, which were called symbol attacks in Neptunia, and get a chance to strike the enemy first while in battle. If the enemy comes at you fast from behind, they will get a huge advantage in the fight. A list of the special magic abilities are as follows. Zephy's attack is called Barrier Destruction, and you can destroy a magical barrier and proceed forward. Manessa's magical attack is Witch's Secret Passage, which allows you to escape a dungeon. Kari Karo's special ability is Wild Instincts, which for a short period of time you can see hidden treasures. La Ponette's special ability is Bridge of Light, which creates a magical bridge over pits and areas that you can't cross. Charletta's magical attack is Seal Breaker, which removes vine sealing magic in order to obtain the treasure inside. The graphics in Dragonstar Varnir are a mixed bag. Certainly some parts of the game, like the enemies and environments, don't look the best, but it runs fine. I'd rather have a fun, good running game than a great looking game that runs buggy. I also do like the style and the look of most characters. The only outfits for a character that I don't like are for Zephy. I think that he could have looked way cooler or used some more colors. His white and black colors are just too plain for me compared to the other witches that look really colorful and cool. The music and voice acting in the game are really good. The voice acting really brings the characters to life. I also like the intro to the story's voice. He sounded really good and familiar.
The Holy Emperor, supreme ruler of all, built this empire on the faith of the savior of the world, the holy god, Varnir. Though it appeared this empire was on its way to achieving prosperity, an evil shadow was cast upon the land by the enemies of God. Vicious dragons, who rule the forest, were kept within the bodies of powerful wielders of magic, witches. The Empire created the Knights of Requiem to carry out the will of God, to destroy the lineage of these cursed witches. The witches went into hiding, searching for a way to fight against their inevitable deaths, for a way to end their living hell.
Overall, this is a great role-playing game. I feel like Compile Hard has been striking us hard with fun new IPs. They are no longer just a Neptunia series company. I feel like this game has a great story, characters, and gameplay. The graphics are average at best, but it runs fine on the PS4. I think that with more voiced scenes, it'd be better. I'm giving this game an 8 out of 10. This is one of my new favorite games from Idea Factory. I suggest picking it up day one. It is so fun, and if you missed the old style of Neptunia games, then this is the perfect game for you. If you would like to buy the game and help support me, you can use one of the links below. I'd like to give a quick shout out to my patrons for the month of June: Yo-Yo Mongo, Sten0328, Mike Shadow 24, and Snizzy Snaz Bullets. Thank you guys for being my patrons for this month. If you would like to become a patron and help support me, you can go to my Patreon and donate as little as $1 a month. You can also go check out my gameplay videos and other reviews. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to thumbs up, comment below, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next review.